Will Edward and Aurora MLBB prevent Fanatic Onic from tying up the longest winning streak in MPL, which is 11 series, or will Fanatic Onic breeze through the regular season as they take on Aurora MLBB? Welcome to game number 2 of our highlight match. This is Ingan and Naisu. A lot at stake here for Fanatic Onic, not just the record, but also securing the upper bracket seed for their playoffs berth. And for Aurora MLBB, I don't think they want the Fanatic Onic to just, be safe like that.
I was gonna say, you don't think they want them to get the record?
Yeah.
I think anybody wants to be that team that says, we stopped Fanatic Onic Philippines from getting the record.
Yeah, everybody wants to be the streak enders, the streak breakers. And it looks like Aurora, with their current lineup, they're going at it with the Demon Kite Fanny again. And so far, Demon Kite has been performing well with this Fanny. But Renmar and Rockart mentioned a while ago that you have to match up the aggression of the opposing jungler to make this Fanny work. And so far during game number 1, I think Demon Kite did a very good job with the aggression. And what can you say about this Kirk Grok pick? Renmar mentioned that he only used this once, 100% win rate, up against what do they call this? Terizla Renegade. Edward.
And that's the thing. Like, there's Kirk on the Grok and the XP, and then there's Renegade on the Terizla Roam, right? And Edward obviously went with the Edith. Oh, King Kong could be in trouble here. Goes in with a shadow kill, tries to get away, but won't. It's Renegade on the Roam Terizla that gets that first blood.
Okay, so I do agree. Wait, Briscoe. Okay.
He's delaying him.
So we did a switcheroo, apparently, for both of these teams. When you thought that the Terizla and the Grok and the Cho would be the XP laners, they're the roamers, Naisu. Okay, so this is to ensure that both of these teams will match up the aggression of each other at the same time. Fast rotation. Although Renegade, Terizla, we all know that the thing that lacks with Terizla is not sustain. It's the mobility. What can you say about that?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I know probably this has been seen a couple times, right? Roam Terizla. But man, he is just so slow. Like, he's just, that when you've played the Terizla, you guys know what I'm talking about. But that's besides the fact. All Renegade really needs to do is get the set potential off. The thing is once he has the flicker, he's always going to be able to do that. And, that's the same thing. Whether he was playing the Edith or not, just like we saw previously in Game 1, that's something you can always approach with. Now, the other side where Fnatic Onic Philippines, they have Kirk even on this Grok, where typically you don't see too many players pick up the Grok and put him in the XP lane, but it works. It has been, in the side lanes before, and it can work. And now Demon Kite and King Kong going 1 versus 1. Gets hit by the Spear Destruction. Good thing for Calra to show up. Stops from any further damage being done.
Okay, TKO, but that's unfair because Keller was there, hitting with Spear of Destruction, leaving Doming open here to dominate the gold lane. And again, going back to your point. Wait, what was your point?
I was just saying that basically you're going to have this switch up between the XP laners and the roamers, which we initially thought.
Yeah. Okay, I remember my point. You can let Ren and Jay do the setups again because Edward will be the main frontliner here. Again, the passive of the Edith. He wants to soak up the damage right before casting the Primal Rife. Wants to make sure that his stacks are there to ensure a lot of damage coming in from Edward, the Magic Burst. So right now, Ren and Jay, apart from game number 1, can focus on that, his main role, which is to do the setups, and as much as possible, pop the Purifies of Super Prince and Kellera. Now I remember your point.
Yes, it's okay. I know that the composition probably threw you off, too a little bit. But we're here at this point, and now they finally start up the first turtle. This turtle's been up for a while, so they're finally going to go for it. Looks like Roar's just going to grab this one. There was a lot of focus there too. You see Kelra pushing it, that top side. It gets a ton of gold on top of it.
Yeah. So in terms of aggression, we've been saying that Fanny needs to match up the aggression of King Kong, and so far he has done a good job. They do pick up a kill onto King Kong 0-1-0, so far a better start, a cleaner start for Aurora. But again, Fnatic Onic, with the current lineup, they can turn things around. Kirk, he doesn't have the final slash, but with the wild charge flicker combination, it's the same thing. It can come out of nowhere, it can come out unexpected, and it can be it can be casted on the right target. And we've seen during neutral objectives, Kirk has his eyes set on Demon Kite that even if this is a Fanny, he's going to make sure that Demon Kite doesn't have a chance to retry all neutral objectives.
Yeah, this is a very different pace. Oh, King Kong, though. That wasn't a different pace. He gets deleted very quickly. 2 deaths now sitting on King Kong.
A good catch there for Edward, using the onward to make sure there's no escape for King Kong with the Hayabusa. 0-2-0. And now extending their lead to 1.2k as Kirk works on the bottom lane. And again, Fanatic Onyx gameplay. We've been saying this a lot of times. At the moment you thought the game would extend because it's pound for pound, it's a very close fight. Fanatic can just literally extend the lead, make it wider as Kirk here casts the wild charge onto Demon Kite. So that can happen with the current lineup of Fnatic Onyx. So Aurora really needs to watch out for the outplay potential that Sonics can give them.
Yeah, and with this, you know, Kirk was really trying to push that lane in, but was stopped by Demon Kite, so they held on to that. They ended up getting, you know, Aurora got the tier 1 turret on top, and so they dealt with that. So they're starting these slow steps. And what I was saying before all that happened earlier when we saw King Kong get taken out was the fact that this pacing of Game 2 is much different from Game 1, where
slower.
It was just constant fighting back and forth. But even this time around, Fnatic Onyx Philippines a little bit slower. Edward taking the brunt of the damage. Now they jump in. Demon Kite goes in for Super Prince. Will pick up that kill. Turtle's still going to be for the taking here, and King Kong with the rest. Brusco looking for their own angle.
Conceal.
Brusco using the conceal. Just bomb to weave it through. Will go ahead and just back off. Meanwhile, Kelra pushing in that turret, and they trade it. The turret for the turtle.
Trade for a turtle. Turret for a turtle. And this is why Aurora is one of those teams that are confident enough to pick up a Fanny first pick. They know that even though there are a lot of counters to the Fanny, with the proper hands, in the hands of Demon Kite, it can easily dominate. And up against Fnatic Onyx, they're just showing their composure. Despite down 1-0, but look at this Demon Kite!
Again, hunting for Kirk. Great wall there. Guardian's Barrier laid down by Kirk. And you saw the recall come out too. He knew it was going to be fine.
Literally, he built a wall to separate the two.
And that's a hard no right there.
Hard no. No, you just can't burst me down again. I'm the Kirk Attack. I can build anything. And Demon Kite's stats in terms of using the Fanny throughout his MPLPH career has a win rate of 75% in 8 games. So if he wins this game, that makes it 9. How many percent is that, Naisu?
Please don't ask me to math.
I should have asked Renmar.
You asked Renmar that.
But so far, so good. Again, 2-0-0 start. Although he wasn't able to burst down Kirk, given that that's a Grok. That's scarier because one more hit can burst down the probable tankiest hero of the Sonics at this point, 8 minutes in.
And so that's the thing. Anytime you see a Fanny drafted, wherever it may be around the world, it's always going to work out well if you get this lead, but then eventually it will, fall off to an extent. I mean, that is usually the case for a lot of the assassin junglers to an extent with certain ones. But Fanny is one of those heroes that you always constantly have to kind of keep pace with, check to make sure that you're getting those purple buffs and everything else, because if it goes to the late game, and I know we don't have the whoa! That's what I'm saying. Look at the burst damage early on in this point mid-game. Perfect pickup before the Lord take.
Didn't even give enough time for King Kong to use the quad shadow or really shadow kill. Just instantaneous burst.
Oh, here's the fight back though. They already dropped the Eternal Guard. Spirit Destruction used as well. Yue's gone out of the picture. Calra forces Demon Kite back, and now Super Prince on the run from Renegade. Just one hit away. We'll go ahead and regen up, and now Calra as well as Super Prince trying to just get out of dodge. Calra in a bad spot, will throw the spears, but it's not going to be enough as Super Prince also goes down. Calra just waiting, trying to buy time, but Doming will pick up the kill. And now the Lord for the taking.
And even though Calra bought enough time, King Kong's going to let the First Lord go in the hands of Aurora. A good pickup for Aurora, a good initiation as well. And right now their composure is really speaking for itself. Despite a lot of high mobility heroes for the side of Fnatic Onyx, they're focused on their goal, which is to bring down Sonics first before getting into the Lord. And with that kill onto Kelra, they were able to shut down the possibility of a trade of a turret up top. Now Fnatic Onyx with that clash They didn't have a trade coming into that first Lord.
They did not. And, you know, part of this, too, is you're seeing it where when Fanatic Onic approaches those objective areas, you know, they're having a hard time at really looking for the angles that they need or the setup that they need. And it's a matter of time for them to build up to get to where they need to be. And Fnatic Onic has been in that position before where they've had to get to the late game. And that's what I was saying before the fight broke out, where, you know, you get to a point where you stall things out. You get to the point where you build up the items that you need. Also on the defensive side, because like we saw, Demon Kite right now, his damage is insanity. It is literally big damn, and you can't really do much against it.
Okay, RenJ with the conceal. We haven't seen a lot of crazy penalty zones so far because, honestly, Demon Kite just finishing the job even before the clashes pursues. So right now, they have to watch out for the counter setups, or the potential setups that Aurora can do. Again, the flicker will be up in 40 seconds, but the penalty zone is there, as well as the Earth Shatter and Primal Wrath combination from Edward. But look at Brusco's position. Trying to gather a lot of information here for Fnatic Onic as Kelra works on the Lord. And this is the beauty of having Demon Kite snowball with the Fanny. They didn't even have time to think about doming. It gave enough space for doming to just really work on the turrets, get a couple of kills, literally 2-0-1, and at the same time, prevent them from focusing on going up against this Beatrix.
Oh, look at this too. You had Kirk there on that backside for a little bit. You still have Brusco waiting patiently, so really just kind of giving information, but then they call it off. You thought that maybe they would make an attempt there, but they decided to not, you know, and Renegade does spot Brusco out finally, so FNOP's just back in that position where they can they can work around this about a minute till this Lord is up, but then they might have to face the challenge of, do we actually try to contest this, or do we just wait in our base? Are we prepped for a actual base defense? Because if you look at the lineup, it's not bad in terms of
defense and clearing, you know, the waves pushing in later on.
I think if you're not planning to contest, at least go for a trade. They have capabilities of the split push. Again, Kelra has the Moskov. And with the aid of Brusco, just making sure that no one is there in the brushes, they can actually go for a potential split push. Not towards the inhibitor turret, but just take out outer turrets. And looking at the gold established here by Aurora, Doming currently leads all with a 9k gold lead. This is the problem if you have a snowball jungler. You really can't notice Doming just really farming up, clearing out all the outer turrets, and when a clash ensues, a perfect setup from Renegade can be paired up with the Nibiru's Passion or even the bazookas from this Beatrix that could deal enough damage to burst down Fnatic Onic and eventually give Aurora the win as they work on this Lord, the 5.2k gold lead. Renegade eventually gonna spot up where King Kong is hiding Brusco. Just really waiting for the perfect opportunity. He did pop his conceal here.
Yeah, they're using a lot. Kelra does pick up the win in nature. Now there's Demon Kite again, finds Brusco. And so FNOP really trying to delay things and pick the fight, but unfortunately for them, Aurora just comes out swinging and they jump in. Edward will be the one to get the secure the Lord now, and they break out in the fight. Kirk goes down. Look at the push now in the base. Kelra just going for that backdoor play. Won't be able to push it in completely. And right now it's 2 down for FNOP. King Kong on the hunt. And they hold down in the mid lane, but the Lord was already secured by Aurora.
And this is what we were saying. Kelra needs to look for that trade because in terms of 5v5, during that Lord pit, during that Lord clash, they're really not going to have a good chance or a better chance out-retrieing or out-sustaining damage coming in from Aurora. So it was a good trade at this point for Fnatic Onic to just go instead for the push. The Spear of Destruction did not hit, and even if it did hit, I doubt that Kelra was going to cast it again, because that's really crucial. That's really detrimental if ever they pick off Kelra once again. They're gonna need Kelra, the gold standard, coming into this base defense. Lord marching in the bottom lane. They still have 5. In terms of clear wave potential, they can clear the wave easily and go for the counter engage if ever Kirk or Brusco manages to pick off someone. But Aurora just managing the waves perfectly here. 2 waves gonna approach the base of Fnatic Onic as they work on the bottom lane turret.
So already waiting. There's the penalty zone coming out from Renegade. Eternal Guard and everything else being thrown at him. Still have to deal with the Lord as it knocks on the base. They could be a little bit too late as they go for it. And we will go to a game 3 as Aurora takes game 2.
And just like their first meeting, these two teams